Kevin Costner once tried to work a regular job, and he absolutely couldn't stand it. Following the 7 Academy Awards that Dances with Wolves, which he directed, produced, and acted in, won, including Best Picture and Best Director, Kevin Costner cemented himself as a mainstay in Hollywood. Given that Costner had only been acting for less than 10 years at the time, this was an incredible accomplishment for him. However, Costner believed it would be better to work at a job that offered more stability and was less volatile than being in front of the camera in the entertainment industry before he chose the path to become an actor with a reputation for being tough to work with. After turning acting into a full-time career, Costner won his first role less than 2 years after graduating from college. This position served as a launching pad for more substantial roles, which eventually led to him starring in movies. The decision to leave his day job ultimately contributed to Kevin Costner's $250 million wealth. When Kevin Costner moved to Hollywood, he had no connections. Growing up, Costner lived in several different places as a result of his father's employment with Edison in California. As such, they would move to a new part of Southern California upon his father's rise within the company. All of this moving could have been chaotic for a young child attempting to find friends and connections, but it also indicated Costner's father was a highly successful businessman. For this reason, Costner probably could have found employment relatively easily if he had wished to follow in his father's footsteps in business. Rather, Costner went into acting, a career that his father was completely ignorant about and could not assist him in pursuing. There wasn't much that Costner's father could do to assist his son. "We have a close relationship," I would say. As Costner clarified, "It was one of the things that hurt my dad the most in his life, I think, because a father wants to help his son and everything," my dad said to me when I was a child. "Look, I feel bad about this because I have no way of helping you," Costner continued. "I am in no position to know what that world is like. I have no idea what those folks are like." He could just give me a back pat when he said goodbye since he knew what I was going to do. I'm aware that was a difficult period for him. Even though they were unable to assist Costner, his mother and father were highly supportive of him and his goals, going above and above to support the let-him-go actor in realizing his aspiration of being a Hollywood star. Kevin Costner tried but couldn't do it to be a businessman. Following his high school graduation, Costner attended college. In his final year at California State University Fullerton, Costner chose to specialize in accounting and marketing. But it was also during his time in college that Costner developed a passion for performing. After graduating from Cal State Fullerton, Costner believed he had abandoned his acting ambitions in an attempt to pursue a career in business. However, Costner's time there was brief as he came to the realization that a career in marketing was not going to provide him with a lifetime of happiness. In an interview with The Tonight Show, Costner said, "I went to college like everybody else. I was lost in that maze, that kind of white rat thing where you had to get a job, a college, and a high school. I was in that mentality that all students go through when they had to choose a major. Liberal arts was not the deal, I knew that. I mean, I had the intelligence to go college. I could just as easily be a businessman." After that, Costner continued, "I was an equally dumb businessman. I made an effort. After working for about 30 days, I came home and said, I can't do this thing," recalled Costner. "I'm not capable of that." "Well, what are you gonna do?" asked Cin, his ex-wife. I remarked, "I suppose I should try writing." "You can't even spell," she replied. "We worked through it, but it was a very difficult time for us," Costner remarked. Costner's career took off once he decided to give up and become a Hollywood writer. Neither Costner nor his first ex-wife, Cindy Silva, who was not involved with Costner's soon-to-be second ex-wife, Christine Baumgartner, could have predicted this outcome. After leaving his real job, Kevin Costner moved to Hollywood. Throughout high school and college, Costner was well known for penning songs and poems. Maybe this is the reason he believed that writing would be a good career choice for him. But it seems that Costner was put on the right career path that would make him a star by a fortuitous encounter with none other than Richard Burton on an aircraft. Costner responded, "Please go sit back in your seat, that's why I bought all these seats surrounding me, so no one would talk to me." He was tremendously gifted and notoriously violent. However, he had the opportunity to do so and chose not to. Costner continued, "Burton showed me a kind of kindness. I saw him there, and I invaded his life at a time when I was genuinely unclear of what I wanted to do with mine. Though to be honest, I had performed in some community theater, I had never been in a play. Nevertheless, I genuinely believed I could turn this into a career, and I was itching to speak with him." The only actual exchange that occurred during the chat was one of kindness and tenderness, with her gazing at me and saying, "I think you should try this." Costner followed Burton's suggestion and threw himself into trying to get into Hollywood. Although he played smaller roles in his first few movies, Silverado gave him his big break within 5 years. Each of the next movies, which included The Untouchables, Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, and Dances with Wolves, which would drastically alter Costner's career path, was met with positive reviews and a run of box office successes. Costner might have ended up unhappy in an office job that would never have fulfilled him if he had disregarded his intuition. However, Costner's genuine abilities were recognized when he realized that storytelling was his vocation, and he hasn't looked back since.